If you're the type of person that gets pissed off, annoyed, stressed out by data in your real estate business, those days are over. Watch this video to find out how Jordan became a data expert by crunching down on some specific numbers with very little work and very little resistance, ultimately setting up his business for limitless scale. Stay tuned and check it out.
Before REISift, would you have considered yourself a data nerd?
No, not at all.
Do you think you'd consider yourself one now?
Not a nerd, but maybe just maybe obsessive about my data a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
So that transition has happened since then, or what do you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't I don't think I could go a day without coming into REISift and trying to get a better understanding of the leads, where they came from, and how they came about. You know, I'm nerding out on my own data. I'm just really obsessing over where everything's coming from, you know?
Sometimes people think that, the whole data side of things, it's not sexy and it keeps people away.
I know what you're saying. And here's why, it's not even a choice. I didn't care about data. I still don't care about data, but I care about my business. Right. So the only way to know what's working and what's not, I used to have a guy that before I knew what REISift was, he said, all right, let me pull all your data. Let me do everything for you, blah, 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 blah. And he'd call through, and he'd call through a second time. He'd call through a third time. And the month went by, I had spent, $5,000 on a caller, all my lists, all the skip tracing for that list, and he had already blown through it, right? So I'm like, okay, well, why don't you just call them again? He's like, what do you mean? We've called them on a 3-line dialer 4 times, and they're not going to pick up the 5th time. And I go, yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I should spend more money. And then I learned what REISift was, right? But what I didn't understand at the time was, okay, I don't know what data sources they're pulling. Now I know pre-foreclosure, deceased, driving for dollars. I know exactly what every single record is. So then when I wasn't getting leads, I was like, okay, what changes can I make? Do I just pay this guy more money? Or can I try to niche down so much so that I can get it to a point where I can predictably say, every dollar I spend is probably going to be worth, 0.1 leads or whatever. And I did. And now all I care about is trying to get that cost per lead down. Right. So here, I'm looking at this okay, before I didn't even know if my numbers were good or not, the skip tracing.
Right.
So I played around with some stuff. I found the best numbers, and now I track that all here. Then I didn't know if my data sources were good. Well, originally I found out he was pulling them from PropStream. I tested some stuff right from the court, and now I know that this is the best pre-foreclosure list that you could get because I'm going to be first to market on it, right? So if you're not getting leads, there's a reason. It's either your data sucks, your data source sucks, your skip trace. There's only so many reasons. I think that's probably the 3, right? I can't think of any else on the top of my head. But if you're constantly using REISift the right way to try to improve those 3 things, then you'll know, okay, I've done everything I possibly can to get my cost per lead down. I guess the 4th thing would be, my VA sucks at calling and doesn't do enough dials. That's another thing you can track separately. But if I know that I have the best numbers and I have the best list source, really the only thing I have to change is the script, right?
Right.
I'm going to give you some free money. I'm going to remove all excuses that you have on why you can't get started in REISift by actually giving you money to start here at REISift. Using this coupon code, you'll get $25 to use for skip tracing, direct mail, and whatever else you want. And I'm going to go even further and let you know that when you sign up, if you go ahead and message support, you might even be able to get yourself a little bit of data in there as well. But just know that it's way more data than you would need in order to get your first deal, your second deal, or even just get a few more deals inside your business, especially when it's free. Use this coupon code, go sign up for a trial, and continue watching our content and learn more about how to be awesome at sales and marketing in real estate.